Welcome to another video of Vinyl Addict and happy record store day. And I hope everybody got what they wanted this record store day. Now, before I get into this, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment on this video, and share this video. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's just get to it. I had a few purchases this time around than compared to last time around. Last time around, I went kind of ape shit. And this time I just wanted to get, ones that I wanted. And I wasn't really impressed with, as far as rock is concerned, with the listing of what was available. So let's just get into this right now. Of course, every record store day, I will always get a few bands that will just always I just have to get, and one of them, of course, is the Rolling Stones. So just get that out of the way. I got the Out of Our Heads clear vinyl, and it's mono, of course, remastered, and this is how that looks. And it comes with a lithograph. So I've been getting, their reissues all the time. And this one is interesting. This lithograph is the casing of the reel-to-reel over the master tapes of Out of Our Heads. And there's B-sides listed on here in the bottom of song titles of songs that I've never heard of. So that's interesting. So they do have quite the vault, I'm sure, than probably most artists. And hopefully we'll start seeing a lot more of those. They've been releasing more live material, which is good. I mean, Shepherd's Bush was the last one. However, I'd like to see a lot more B-sides or just unreleased tracks, and hopefully they can delve into that and maybe have some record store day releases of some of that material. So moving along, now this the last time we had record store day, I purchased one of these guys' albums. It was Stone Temple Pilots, celebrating the Purple release, the 30th anniversary, and they released the rarities, the demos, and the acoustic songs, B-sides, what have you. And this is coming from the 25th anniversary, which was released around 2020, and that record was a CD release because it had the album on vinyl, but the demos and acoustic stuff was on disc 2, and disc 3 was Live at New Haven, which is out now on record store day. So this, though, even though it was on the CD, it is complete. The record store day release of the demos and the acoustic songs were not complete. There was 9 songs on here, and there's 12 on the compact disc, the CD. So this one, though, is complete, which is great. And this, again, is a purple vinyl. Really nice. And the track listing here is amazing. This is the Purple Tour, the second album, and so they're really making a name for themselves. They're the first album, the debut Core, was a smash, and so here they just are continuing their rise. And side 1 is Vaseline, Silver Gun, Superman, Cracker Man, Loungefly. Side 2 is Meat Plow, Still Remains, Gypsy Davy. Now that is just an acoustic song, because they start this little acoustic set right here where they start off with Gypsy Davy, which is a Woody Guthrie song, and it's just Scott playing guitar and singing, which we don't really see as much. So they go into that, Pretty Penny, and then they end this acoustic little jam with Creep. Well, no, side 3, they still do one, Andy Warhol, which is a David Bowie song, which is cool. Then they go into Army Ants, Big Empty, Interstate Love Song. Side 4 is Plush, Unglued, Dead and Bloated, Sex Type Thing. So this is like really, I mean, I used to listen to this CD all the time on this collection here, and I was always going, man, when are they gonna put this on vinyl? And so here they have it on vinyl. So I had to get this because I had to get the whole collection and complete it. Now all is good in the universe in Stone Temple Pilotsville. So there you go. STP Live, New Haven, 1994, and on purple vinyl. And there's a limited 3,500 of those. And moving on, I had to get this record here of a band, big band, that I spoke about this album in a previous video called Top 10 Songs with artists using the N-word, and this band was on there from Ireland is U2. Now, but it was the Passengers. Okay, so this is a band that was in 1995 put out this album with Brian Eno. So this is after Zooropa, which was in 1993, and so this was the U2 supposedly album of 1995. However, it didn't turn out that way. It was just too avant-garde, too experimental, and too electronic, and it was just a lot of instrumental music, and it wasn't, ready for U2 audiences to digest, or just where they were headed at as far as a U2 audience. However, it didn't sell at all. Now, I did have the original 1995 record, which was on one record, and now it's here released on 280 gram heavyweight recycled black vinyl. This is the limited edition of the 30th anniversary. There's 3,500 of these. And so here is the band with Brian Eno, because around this time, Brian Eno put out an album called Music for Films. And so they were just kind of jamming around, and they started just making more kind of weird music. And Brian Eno was like, why don't you make music for films? And so there's different soundtracks that some of these songs would appear on, or it would just appear in movies. One example is the song Always Forever Now. And you may have heard these songs, but they were in movies, but you didn't probably know it was U2. So this song was on the movie Heat, which starred Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and the late Val Kilmer is on that film. And that song was on there, and another song on here called Plot 180. I believe it was on there, but I think it was on a deleted scene. However, some of these songs, like I said, were on major films. Another one was in a film, The Ghost in the Shell, 1 Minute Warning, which is a really cool song. So there's a lot of instrumental stuff, and it's really cool music. There's some of the songs also, if they sound kind of U2-ish, they're more of the B-side, kind of abstract U2. So one song, Your Blue Room, sounds more like Walk to the Water. If you know that B-side from the Joshua Tree, it was a B-side from With or Without You, and it sounds more like that. It's not, kind of stuck in a moment without you. It's not one of these kind of anthem-like U2 songs where everyone can sing along. A lot of this stuff is not sing-along material of U2. Okay. Now there was one song on here which was the lead-in single, and it was on MTV, but it really wasn't on that long. It was Miss Sarajevo, and that has Luciano Pavarotti on there, and he sings his little part in Italian, and I guess it was, actually, they actually put that song in a compilation of U2, the best of 1990 to 2000, I think it was, the one with the buffalo on it. And so they did use that song, Miss Sarajevo, as a U2 song, but it is a Passengers release. And so they pretty much were going into that whole film kind of abstract kind of music. And only one song which made it on a film wasn't on here, which sounds like U2, is the Batman Forever song, Hold Me, Throw Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me. So that was probably the only U2 song, but it wouldn't work on here. It worked more for, probably it could have worked for Zooropa, but even Zooropa had its kind of had its own personality too, where that song didn't really would even be placed well on that track listing. You know, it was just a standalone. However, like all of this stuff is a lot of it is instrumental, and there is a bonus track in here, Bottoms, and it's the Zoo Station remix, which is really cool, and it's all spread out in 4 sides now instead of 2, and remastered by The Edge and Bernie Grudman. So this was something that I had to get, and there's only 3,500 of these, and so they are numbered, and so that is my record store day purchases. Just something, you know, things that I needed, or, you know, as far as a collection is concerned. If, you know, I have a lot of U2 stuff, and they're kind of a band also, if it's interesting, unreleased music is released, then I'll get it, you know. But if it's just mainly for them, if it's just for like concerts or something like that, I really don't really engage in that kind of stuff. Mainly a lot of their unreleased stuff. And so the last record store day, they had the Shadow album for How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb, and so that was good. The Shadow album that they released, and How to Reassemble. And so in this one, they had the Passengers, and if I try to get this before on like on eBay or something, it was just the price was just astronomical. So I'm glad they kind of re-released it, and the 30th anniversary of that. So leave me a comment below on your experience with Record Store Day. Did you get what you wanted? And I'll see you on the next one. And for now, I'll just shut up. Bye.